Page 22, Waltz, a very famous waltz by Brahms. And, well, it's a melody. It's a nice little arrangement of it. So I look it over. I see it's a page long. It's actually longer than that, but it's just a page of music to deal with. The clef signs are still treble and bass clef. There's one sharp in the key signature, so we're in the key of G majors. Make sure you're doing the scale for G major, and go ahead and be doing the scale for E minor, because that also has one sharp. Just we'll do them both. At least one octave up and down. And if you've been doing the scales and you could do it okay, you don't have to look at the keyboard, it feels okay, then go ahead and start doing it 2 octaves, but make sure you do the trill exercise, because that's really probably the most important part of the whole thing. And it's a 3/4 time, which makes sense. It's a waltz. Waltzes are generally in 3/4 time. I'll take it one hand at a time to make sure I got the fingering and everything worked out. Right hand, you're starting 3rd finger on B here. And I assume you can do the dotted rhythms. 1 and 2 and 3. But you can see with the quarter notes in the bottom staff how these notes in the upper staff line up. So you can see that 1st 8th note is in between 2 quarter notes. It comes in between them. Again, 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah. When you get to the end of the line, you just reach up a little. The hand doesn't. The thumb stays where it is. You come up here. We got 4th finger on the D because we got an E coming up. So then they want you to scrunch up a little bit with thumb here, and then here. The F sharp's in the key signature, and then they went there. I don't like that F sharp. I've seen it in other books and other things. I don't like it. I really don't. I would prefer to play a G. In my mind, the F sharp is just incorrect. So I'm going to play a G here rather than F sharps. And if Brahms wanted F sharps, then he can roll over in his grave or whatever. But I'm going to play G's here. This is the 2nd line in the next to the last measure, or the 1st ending. He wants to hit thumb. No, I'm going to play G's here. And then claps. You can play F sharps if you want to. On the last measure, the 2nd line, you're here, you just stay here. The thumb comes down, not the hand, just the thumb. And then 2nd, now we're going to go up again. The thumb's here and the hand just comes up here. This is the 3rd line, 2nd measure. You're starting with 3rd finger, but then you're going to go to 2nd. Because now we're here. And scrunch up a little bit at the end of the 3rd line, 2nd finger now, because now we have an A. We keep getting higher. And then they went 3rd finger. You need to be able to do this. Now we're back to doing what we were doing at the beginning. Now in the last line, the last couple measures, well, to start at the beginning of the line, you're coming up 4th finger again. We've done this before. And then thumb again. And then 2nd finger. Now come down 3rd finger. Here, here. That's okay, we can do that. There's other fingerings, but this is fine. We'll do this. Left hand, just broken chords. G chord. And then the C chord, the 4 chord. 2nd line, just come down, it's just an E, just reach down, and you move. During the rest there in the 2nd line on the 1st ending there, during the rest you're going to come back up here because you're going to repeat back to the beginning and you got to be here. So during the rest just come up. Now when you go on, you just stay here. Don't go anywhere, because in the 3rd line you went 5th finger on the here, so you scrunch up. It's a 5/7 chord or a D7. Yeah. And the last line, you're moving around a little bit. You have, and then you reach down here, E. D, reach down again, reach up, and then what? 5. This is a little awkward going from here to here. The staccatos will help us, because this is awkward doing that. If that were connected all legato, I'd change the fingering, but we can just, this is fine. Then we put the heads together. Now, when I first put the heads together, I'm probably going to hesitate. I don't care. These are... here. So I go through the whole thing and put the hands together. And then I go back through it slowly and carefully, and I get rid of any hesitations. So it's a steady beat, no hesitations. And then I can think about the articulation or the expression, the slurs, the staccatos and things. The right hand, the melody is connected. And the last measure, the first line, now you can lift up. It's like taking a breath. Otherwise, connect them. This left hand has the chuck chuck. And the flexing of the wrist here. So you're connecting one hand and you're chucking in the other. And that's a weird feeling. It's going to take a while to get it. I still mess it up. So, and the second line, third measure, both hands are connected here. Lift up in the right hand, it's a new phrase. And as you play the last beat in that measure in the first ending, the left hand comes up. That's pretty much the articulation throughout. And then the dynamics. P at the beginning is piano, which means soft, and that's the melody. Whatever you feel soft is, not super soft, just soft, gentle. And the left hand is very soft, very light. We want to hear the melody. Don't play the melody louder so you can hear it. Play the melody where it needs to be and work on the left hand so you can play that really soft. As you're doing the scales, practice playing really soft with the scales. And you can practice playing one hand louder than the other or both hands the same, whatever. But practice those dynamics with the scales. Since you're doing the scales anyway, you can do that too. Then in the third line, second measure, you get a crescendo. You're going to crescendo or get louder up to loud. Because in the fourth line, there's an F for forte, it's loud. So you're going to go from soft to loud. But you don't want to get loud to the fourth line. So you plan it out. If you don't plan it out, you'll be loud by the third measure. The end of the third measure, and in the third line, that's too soon. So we're soft. Now, in these things, I'm just going to do each one a little louder. So the first one's soft. Now a little louder, sort of a moderately soft. Now moderately loud. Now loud. Not this, that's still in the background. And the hairpin to come down, loud, loud, soft. And I suggest you connect this here, because in the fourth line down, second measure, that leads into that. It leads into it. And I connect it when it leads into it. I'm not going to go and have it silence there. No, I don't recommend it. Connect that there. So. Yeah. As far as the speed goes, it's just a nice gentle waltz. Not fast or slow, just in the middle. You get a ritardando at the end, you can slow down there a little bit. Whatever. The first and second endings in the second line. Remember how those work? When you get to the first ending, there's a repeat sign. That sends you back to the beginnings to play all that again. The second time you skip the first ending, you've already done it once, you're done with it. Go to the second ending and then finish it off. Do I have pedal in the last measure? I would recommend not. I'm not going to introduce overtones here if I didn't use it anywhere else. You can finger pedal the note if you'd like. The measure in the left hand here, you could finger pedal that, which means just hold the G down. That's what the pedal would do. And add those to it so you get them all if you want that, but I would not recommend using the pedal here. Please don't copy me. I tend to feel getting louder in places. And if I do feel it, I play it that way. So I'm not playing it all, the first two lines totally soft. I might get a little louder as I feel them and come up and down. That's fine. You get into it and feel it. Remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I'm exaggerating them so you can hear them better, but you want to feel these 1, 2, 3 all the way through. Let's play this together very slowly. Now this is after you've learned it, and you can play it slowly, at least slowly, with no hesitations. This way you can check. Do you have the same notes I do? The only difference is in the second line there on that first ending, I'm going to play G's instead of F sharps. If you want to play F sharps, you go ahead. Now give us 3 counts. I'm not doing louds and softs. I'm just playing it, but I'll do the staccatos and slurs. 1, ready, go. Second ending, 1 and 2.